Hey there, I'm Julie Alexandria, and I want to talk today about natural deodorant because it's one of those things that I think we've all tried, or maybe we try to make a commitment to using because it's better for you, and we know we should be doing things that are chemical free and better for us. But it's one of those beauty products that I think a lot of companies miss the mark, or they don't get right, or they promise a lot and they deliver like nothing. So I made the commitment to myself to go as natural as possible when I was pregnant with my baby Kingston, which was about 2 years ago. And I really wanted to make an effort to not use beauty products on my skin. I once heard that the skin is the biggest organ, so whatever you put on your skin is going to be immediately absorbed into your bloodstream. And I thought, well, I do not want to pass that on to my baby. For me, it's fine, sure, but not for my kid. So I made the commitment to go as natural as possible without sacrificing efficacy. And that was really hard. I tried every natural deodorant out there. I made a specific attempt at trying a natural deodorant because also you're putting it under your arms, right? It's right on your lymph nodes, basically. So not only is the chemicals getting into your bloodstream, but it's getting into your lymphatic system, and that can be very dangerous. Also, a lot of chemicals found in deodorants and antiperspirants have been linked to cancers, specifically breast cancer, and we're pretty close here. So I really was looking for a great natural deodorant, but none of them worked. Some of them made me break out in a rash. Some of them smelled like my grandmother's spice rack. I don't know. I had a really hard time finding something that really worked well, that had a dry glide and didn't itch and didn't sort of pull at the skin or have a sandpaper texture. Also, I wanted something with no baking soda because baking soda is one of the prime irritants when it comes to deodorant. Now, really quick word on deodorant is that it's not an antiperspirant. And so when they say this is an aluminum-free deodorant, well, guess what? All deodorants are aluminum-free. The only thing that has aluminum is an antiperspirant. So of course I wanted something without aluminum because aluminum has been linked to Alzheimer's disease, and we don't want any of that. So I decided to go with a deodorant. Now, that will allow me to sweat. So when you're working out, for instance, you should be using a deodorant because your body initially wants to sweat. That's the whole point of working out, right? Yes, to get an endorphin rush, but also to be able to sweat out all those toxins and to shed all of those impurities out of your body. That's your body's natural way of doing so. So you want a deodorant that will allow yourself to get rid of that and flush all of that stuff out of there. Whereas an antiperspirant is gonna almost cement it up and keep all that stuff in there. You won't sweat and you won't stink, but it's also gonna keep all that stuff in there. So the main reason that we smell under our arms is because of bacteria. So I also wanted something that had an antimicrobial so that it would purify that area so that the stink wouldn't happen, because you could be super clean and then start to sweat, and if there's bacteria under your arms, you're gonna smell. So like I said, I tried them all. I recently tried one that was a game changer, and that is this. Hume Supernatural. Comes in 2 different kinds. Comes in a fragrance-free and a fragrance stick. Also comes with some stickers, and each box comes with a handwritten note, which is kind of cool. But here are the 2 options. There is the Desert Bloom scent, which is, if I could describe it, it's like a very fresh, clean, it's not florally, it's definitely not herbal, which I did not want. I really don't need to be smelling like clary sage or like something you season a chicken with. But it is it almost smells like a fine fragrance, and I'm a big fragrance person. If you watched any of my other videos, I'm really into fragrance. So the scent is fantastic. It smells like a really high-end, very bespoke, niche fragrance, which is lovely. You almost don't even need to wear perfume that day. But it's not overpowering. It's not going to give you a headache. It's not like, oh my gosh, it smells like perfume. But it's really beautiful, really clean. It's made with prickly pear. They have no phthalates. They are cruelty-free. Here, I'm going to show you. This is the fragrance-free one. It's phthalate-free, baking soda-free, triclosan-free, paraben-free. Parabens have been linked to breast cancer. Awful, you do not want those. It's also a preservative. So this one, I know that for a fact this does have propylene glycol, but it is a plant-based propylene glycol. Again, a preservative that'll keep it staying fresh on your shelf without compromising your health. It's also gluten-free, cruelty-free, so not tested on animals, which we love. I'm gonna show you as you uncap this. This is what it looks like. So in some of the other deodorants I tried, it was grainy, like almost like sandpaper. I don't need that, especially when I just shaved. Dry glide, absolutely zero white mess, will not stain your clothes. This is the fragrance free, so it's just smells like clean skin. So this is the fragrance free. This is the fragrance one is the green. That's the Desert Bloom scent. It is made with prickly pear. It's for all skin types. If you do have sensitive skin, I would suggest this one, only because it has no fragrance. It also is microbiome friendly. It's long lasting, and it has probiotics in it so that it will counteract the bacteria, the bad bacteria that forms underneath your armpits. You could be as clean as you want to be, but everybody gets bacteria on their body. It's a fact of life. So that will counteract that. So give it a try. Better by Nature, Live Supernatural, Hume Supernatural. This was the only thing that worked for me because I could be putting on a natural deodorant and a couple hours later, don't even get me started. And like I said, a bunch of them made me break out or maybe had an allergic reaction. I do have sensitive skin under my arms, and this was absolutely incredible. I did prenatal yoga classes while I was pregnant, and I continued to use it even after I had my baby and started to work out again. And it was great, and I love that I do not have to sacrifice the efficacy and the promise that I made to myself to use a product that is better for you and better by nature. So all natural deodorant, fragrance free, and the Desert Bloom scent, Hume Supernatural. They are available online. I found them via Instagram. You can check them out, their Instagram page. They're very desert themed. This little guy, it's a jackalope, which is a mythical creature found in the desert. It's like half jackrabbit, half antelope, a jackalope. So I like the play on words, smart, supernatural. It's a supernatural mythical creature, which is kind of cool. But check out their Instagram, very cool stuff, and they know what they're doing. So if you want to try natural deodorant, one that really works, because a lot of them say that they do, and they don't last for 5 minutes, or they smell awful, or they feel like sandpaper, or they just don't work.